Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today we are doing the top 10 under $10 highlighters. I have been trying so hard to get this list together and to make it a really good list for you guys. I have a mixture of powders, I have some liquids, I have a gel, I have a palette. So we have all the things here today, so I am so excited to share them with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. There is nothing that makes me happier than a good, affordable product. Like, I love good drugstore makeup, and I love when you can just find really good products at a really good price. And so I've done a lot of other these like top 10 under $10 videos. So I'll link the playlist for you guys down below and at the end of this video. If you're interested in watching any more of them, I've done blush, glossy lips, liquid lipsticks, foundations, eyeshadow palettes, all that stuff. So I'm really excited though for the highlighters. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the powders and then we can kind of move into the creams. So the first one I want to talk about is from e.l.f. Also, I will link everything down below for you guys so you can find all of these products and buy them if you're interested. So let's go ahead and start off with the e.l.f. one. So this is the HD highlighting powder, and my favorite shade, I've had a couple different ones, but the one that I have never decluttered is the Starlight Glow. And as you guys can see, it's like a champagne-y type of highlight. It's gorgeous, and it's just so natural, like looking on my skin tone. It kind of matches my skin tone, but it just gives a really beautiful shine. And so I absolutely love this. You can find these at Target. They also have a really nice shade range of these, so if you're super fair or if you're darker skinned and you have a hard time finding a highlighter for your skin tone, check out this line because they have a really beautiful range. Next, let's talk about a newer one to my collection, and this is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the number 250. So this is their collab with Nikki Tutorials, and it is exclusively sold at Ulta, and it is what I have on today, and it's a really light highlighter as far as the shade goes. So I have loved this formula. I love the original like molten gold one, but it was too dark for my skin tone to wear it as a highlighter. And then the peach one, and I think even now they have a deeper one too, which I think is amazing. Those just didn't work for me, and so I'm really happy that they put out a lighter, more like pearl colored one, because I think it looks a lot better on my skin tone than any of the other ones would. And I really love this formula. This is like a really kind of like creamy highlight, and it's just very pigmented, and it goes on really metallic, and it's just a nice formula. It's not super chunky or anything like that, and it's just very metallic. So love this one. All right, another really intense one is this one, and this is from LA Colors, and this is their Strobing Illuminating Powder, and I have the shade Champagne. You guys, these are so stinking affordable. These might even be under $5 or like right at it. I usually can find mine at like Family Dollar or Dollar General. This highlighter though, you guys, it makes you look wet. It is so intense and so metallic, but it is beautiful. When I want a really intense highlight, I go for this one, and for it only being a couple dollars, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best thing ever. So I love this one too. And then again, the tone just works really well for my skin tone. And on their website, they have a really nice shade range. So if you have a hard time kind of finding one for your skin tone, check this line out, especially if you want a really intense highlight. Love this. All right, another one that's not quite as intense as the last two I talked about, but can still get there, is the Wet n Wild MegaGlo Highlighting Powders. So these came out with a bang. I remember when they put this shade out. This one is Precious Petals, and I remember when they put this one out and the Canopy one, I think that's the two they released first. They were huge hits. Like, everyone was going crazy over them, and now they've expanded them. I haven't gotten any of the newer shades yet, but I definitely want to, but I'm really trying to be good. Wet n Wild is cruelty-free, so if that's something that you're interested in. Also, e.l.f. is as well, so if that's something you're super passionate about, maybe you can check out some of those. But this one is just like the classic champagne, but like a little bit pinky gold. Like, it has a little bit of pink and a little bit of gold in there, and it's just gorgeous on the skin. I feel like this was really the first like viral affordable highlight that came out. Like, it was just raved about, and it still is, and for good reasons. They are so beautiful and metallic, and these are around, I think, maybe like $4 or $5, and they are so good. And again, they really expanded their shade range, so if you're interested, I would definitely pick those up. Alright, the last two powders I have, well, single powders I have, are more subtle. And so these are both also cruelty free. They're from Essence and Catrice, which are kind of sister brands. So the first one is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in 01 Be My Highlight. Recently, they've released kind of like some holographic ones and some other kind of deeper toned ones, which I think is really cool. This is a really beautiful, subtle highlight. If you're someone who maybe you have dry skin and you just want like an all-over kind of glowy face powder, or if you just are like, I don't want an intense highlight when I go to work, that's kind of the way I feel when I go to my everyday job. I don't want to wear, you know, a really intense highlight. And so this one is just perfect for that. It's so wearable and it's just really nice and soft on the skin. And so if you are kind of in that, you like that type of highlighter, check this one out because I think you'll really, really like it. Again, this is one that kind of just boomed when it came out. Everyone was talking about it, and for good reason. This is a really beautiful highlight, and like for me, I have oily skin, so throughout the day, you know, my skin gets oily, obviously, and so I like that it kind of doesn't give me like a ton of glow, so throughout the day, especially at work, I don't have time to always blot and powder and stuff, so I don't have to really worry about this making me look extra greasy, but it also gives me something, you know, like it's a really good balance, so love this. I'm sorry if I'm touching my hair a lot, you guys. I haven't straightened my hair in forever, and now I know why, because it drives me nuts whenever I do it, because it just never sits right. But I feel like it's also at that weird length that, like, it kind of curves in or out, you know, and so it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So I'm sorry I'm touching it a lot. But, so this next one is from Catrice, and this is their highlighting powder in number 020, so I guess 20, in Champagne Campaign. So this is, they have another one too, it's like a pink one, but this is the more obviously champagne one, and I personally like more tones like this, just because like I said, they kind of blend into my skin tone, but just make it pop a little bit. And this one, I would say it's not as subtle as the Pure Nude from Essence. It's a little bit stepped up, but it's definitely not anywhere near like the Wet n Wild or the LA Colors or the, you know, Maybelline or e.l.f. or something. So this one is definitely more subtle. I know Jessica Braun here on YouTube, she has dry skin and she loves to use this as like an all-over setting powder, so that might be something you're interested in if you do have dry skin. But again, for me, this is a really good highlighter because I have oily skin, so it doesn't make me look extra greasy and gross, but it still gives me a little bit of life and light to my skin. So I love this one. I think it's really awesome, and the formula is nice. It's just a really nice, smooth powder. All of the powders I mentioned are, you know, they're really nice and smooth. They're not chunky. They don't have chunks of glitter in them or anything, so that's why I love those types of powders. Okay, next I want to talk about the palette. So this is from Covergirl, and they have another one as well that's a little bit of a deeper skin tone, but I don't have that one since it doesn't match me. But this is the TruBlend Super Stunner palette in It's Lit. So this is a beautiful highlight palette. You get kind of like a yellowy gold shade, you get a really nice kind of champagne shade, and this one is almost the same tone as the one in the middle. It might be a hair darker, but it's kind of amped up a little bit. It's got a little bit more glitter in there. I would say the light gold one is definitely the most subtle out of the palette, so I just like how you get a really nice variety in here as far as finish goes. You know, you have something a little bit more gold that's subtle, and then you get one that's my favorite kind of shade, just a nice champagne with a really metallic finish. And then you do have one with a little bit more sparkle in there if you want something kind of kicked up a notch. So I like that you get variety, and I like that it's affordable, and I just think they did really well with this. You know, it's really metallic and beautiful, and the formula is so nice. These powders are so soft and buttery, and so I definitely would say don't overlook this when you're at the drugstore and in the CoverGirl section, because I think it's amazing, and I totally recommend this. Alright, let's go ahead and move into the creams and liquids. I am very, very picky when it comes to cream and liquid highlighters, because typically I put highlighter on over powder, because once I set my entire face, I like to go in with my highlight. And most of the time, well, no, not most of the time, all of the time, I don't love liquids or gels or creams or whatever that kind of like move my foundation and make it look all patchy and weird. I don't like that look, and I don't think anyone really does. So I'm really, really picky. They can't be too greasy and they can't be too rough to blend, or else it will look like you just totally don't have foundation there, and it'll look really chunky and weird and patchy all over the skin. So the three that I have are just like the best of the best. And the first two I mentioned in a couple videos back when I did my top 10 Makeup Revolution products. And the first one is the liquid highlighter from them. This is so good. It is a really beautiful metallic. You can mix it in with your foundation, use it as a primer, use it as a highlighter. It's not so oily, but it's also not difficult to blend. It definitely has some movement to it, and it just looks really beautiful on the skin. And what I love about this is that you can kind of tone it down and, you know, if you use like a damp sponge or something and make it a little bit more glowy, or you can really build this up, maybe tap it in with your fingers, and it looks more metallic. So I think it's so fun, and I totally recommend this. I love it. And this is the shade Luminous Gold, by the way. And then the other one I mentioned in that video was the Makeup Revolution Jelly Highlighter. So these are new to Makeup Revolution. There are 3 different shades, but the one I have is Monumental, which is a really nice gold. And as you can see, it's like got on the lid and stuff. This is like just, I mean, it is what it says it is. It's a jelly highlighter, you guys. Like, it is bouncy when you touch it, and it's kind of like just a really fun texture, but it blends into the skin so beautifully. I would say out of the liquids that I'm mentioning, this one is definitely the most subtle, and it's just a really pretty glow on the skin, and I really like this shade. I think it adds a really nice, pretty warm highlight to the face, especially when you do more of these like fall warm type of eyes. I think it looks beautiful, so I love that one. Last but not least, I want to talk about one from Wet n Wild, and this is their Hello Halo liquid highlighters. There are so many shades of these, you guys, like, it's insane. But my favorite one is Gilded Glow. I've also had another one of these. It was more of like a pinky toned one, but this one I love this shade of highlight, so it's just my favorite, and it is beautiful. This one is so metallic, and what I really like about this one is that with the Makeup Revolution one, it's a dropper, so you gotta kind of just drop it out on your hand or something. But what I like about these is that it's just a big old doe foot, so you can just dot, 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 and then just kind of pat them in, and it looks beautiful. And again, it's not so greasy to where it moves your foundation and breaks it up underneath. I think it just looks absolutely wonderful on the skin. And again, you can really diffuse this, or you can build it up and make it like really intense. So I like with the liquids and the gels, so you can kind of manipulate them a little bit more than the powders, but I think it's just stunning. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I know that highlight is kind of like really popular right now and everyone loves a good highlighter, and I am in the same boat, but I also know that we don't really want to break the bank, especially when we don't have to, when products are under $10 and really, really good. So, and don't forget with these two, you can use coupons, get them on sale, and all of that good stuff. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will catch you guys here next time. Bye!